Hi everyone. So today this video is going to be about how I used to feel that I wasn't worthy. And this video has been sparked from recently some online posts. I'm a part of some groups on Facebook, which is great because it's great to be able to have that support group like at home that I can look at when I need to, when I can reach out, and also where I can share some of my own experiences with people. And this morning there was a post that really grabbed me. And in this post, it was in a childhood survivor group. This person was talking, this gentleman actually, was talking about how he pretty much self-sabotages his life, and more recently some of the things that he had done in order to, well, really, the more recent things that he's done that has sabotaged his life. And he wasn't looking for sympathy or anything else. He was just venting and saying, you know, why do I do this? And it brought me back to when I used to. Probably even until about 10 years ago, that could have been my post. And some of the things he was posting about could have been exactly, it could have been my post. I could have written it. And I think that's what grabbed me about this post, is the things that he was describing, the stuff that he had done, the consequences he was facing were all things that, quite honestly, I could have written that about 10 years ago. Self-sabotage used to be one of my favorite pastimes, so to speak. And while working through counseling, I realized that the reason that I self-sabotaged is I didn't feel that I was worthy. I didn't feel that I deserved things. I didn't feel like I should have love or decent things, and if things were going well, I would find a way to sabotage it because I didn't deserve that. And that comes from all those feelings of shame and guilt that most survivors, and I'm not going to say all because there are exceptions, but most survivors feel that way. I remember very early on, at the early age of 12, 10-ish, 12, 10-ish, when I started to remember, 12, when I started to really struggle with my self-identity and self-worth. And I remember, especially through my teen years, feeling damaged and dirty, and not worthy, and, you know, broken, and who would want me? And that was directly related to the abuse. And that's terrible, right? Like that's just another horrible consequence from this type of abuse. I finally, when my oldest son, as I've said in a few other videos, started to get into counseling, so almost 18 years ago, I finally started to recognize just how badly I thought of myself. And with that, and starting to view myself in a different light and understand that I'm not damaged, I'm not dirty, I'm not shameful. And that, in fact, they are the ones, my perpetrators are the ones that should be the ones that feel dirty and shameful. Although they probably don't, let's be honest. When I started to realize that I was taking on this role, I started to process and work through it. And again, anger is my number one fuel for fighting and combating stuff in regards to my trauma, because I get angry that what they did to me makes me feel that way, when in fact they're the ones that should feel that way. So when I would feel that way, I would get angry and say, no, you're not going to do this to me again. It should be you that feel that way. I've done nothing wrong. And it took a long time and a lot of years to start to actually feel like I matter and that I was worthy of good things. As time went on, I self-sabotaged less. And not to say that things are perfect and I don't do that anymore, because I still do, but on the level that I self-sabotage, it's almost, it almost doesn't even count. Because it is on such a small level now. Whereas before it was so huge and the consequences were so big. Now, when it's happening, I'm able to recognize it and grab it and stop it quickly, because I can turn it around and say, hey, this is what you're doing, which first step is recognizing this is what I'm doing. And second step is reminding myself I don't deserve this. And the third step is to remember that I have other coping mechanisms. So that's really what, how I've been getting through. And so I really felt for this gentleman today when I read his post. And of course I posted on it because don't I know everything? I say that with sarcasm, but, you know, I did respond, and I hope that my response gave him some hope. Because it's not just him that feels that way. It's not just him that does it. And maybe understanding the why, and maybe that's not his why. But for me, the why was the guilt, the shame, that the trauma made me feel of myself. So if you're struggling with that, I certainly hope that you can reach out and get some help. And if I can be of any help to you, again, please, message me, drop me a line, leave me a comment. And otherwise, I hope everybody's having a great day, and thanks for watching.